Hello everyone, and welcome to today's IELTS speaking class, where we will be going through some tips relating to the IELTS exam and also providing an opportunity for people to practice their IELTS speaking skills. So I look forward to doing as much practice as possible with those who join me live in the class today. And I also look forward to seeing who is watching us on YouTube and Facebook. So if you are watching us live on YouTube and Facebook, then do say hello. Let me know your name and where you're watching from today. And I will happily give you a shout out in today's class. And also, I hope as we go throughout the class, I'll be looking at some tips related to the IELTS exam. I hope that you will be getting involved and giving me your answers to some of the questions that I will be posing throughout the class today in order to get as much feedback from you as possible and as much interaction as possible as well. So let me bring Jennifer into the class. Hi there, Jennifer. How are you doing?
I'm good. I had your link and then it went away. So sorry.
Oh.
It took me a minute to track it down again. So happy Friday, Alexander, and thank you so much for having me today for a minute.
More than welcome. Happy Friday to you, Jennifer.
Yeah. You're gonna have another successful class again. So
yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's good. I see people on the WhatsApp group already waiting for the link to get in. So that's exciting. You know, everyone's looking forward to Alexander. Yeah, so my name is Jennifer, and I'm the IELTS support specialist at Connetics USA, and I'm just here for a couple of minutes to introduce myself and introduce the IELTS scholarship that we have with Alexander, which is great with Swoosh English. I'm just going to go over a couple things really quick. I don't want to take up anybody's time. You know, Alex is busy. Everyone else is busy and all over the world. I'm just going to start out by saying that now is the time to come to the USA. We have a booming country right now, and we are desperately needing nurses from all over the world, and that's where you come in. So, as you know, you have to have your NCLEX. You have to pass that. And once you are done and achieve your NCLEX, then you come and you'll meet me and work with me, which is kind of exciting. So I will help you through the process of getting through your IELTS exam. That's what I try to do here. And like I said, the time is now. Come achieve your American dream. Maybe you'll meet me, maybe you won't. We've got people from all over the world coming to all the different states in the US. So there's really no better time than right now. The pandemic, unfortunately, it's affected all of us, probably Alexander too, and all the different countries around, and it's really unfortunate. So it's affected everyone. So now you can come here and achieve that dream instead of putting it off and putting it off. Start now and do it now. I see we've got people in the chat. That's always lovely to see. I like to see that. People are watching. People are watching you.
Both of us.
Both of us right now.
We've got a full studio right now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's Friday. Everyone's eager to learn and pick up on their English vocab, which is always great. And, it's really great. So I use that. I use the soft words. I know during your teaching, you teach against, you always hear coming out of my mouth. Like, it's one of those things. When you move to the US, you'll see people get a little lazy in their vocabulary. And if there's a little bit of silence or something, see, you use that word a lot. So
filler expressions.
Filler, yeah. Good filler.
That's the one, isn't it?
Word. So a couple things really quick. We're offering $1,000 referral little program going on right now, which is kind of really exciting. You're going to have a lot more details in that when you go to our website, which is exciting. I really need to get more familiar with all the details of that. But for right now, you would just go to the website. They do have to have their NCLEX to be able to qualify for this $1,000 bonus referral, which is really nice. So you just have that, and then you're going to suggest or refer anybody that you know, who need to move here to the U.S. Now's the time, and there's $1,000 extra, to go to the Cheesecake Factory when you get here, or whatever it is you need, Cheesecake
That's a lot
Factory.
of cheesecake.
That's a lot of cheesecake, but they also have great dinners. And I know a lot of people are coming into Kentucky. I know you hear a lot of people coming into Kentucky, which is really a big deal. And everybody wants to go to KFC. So see, you can go buy your big bucket of chicken with your $1,000 referral bonus. So I know how to spend money, let me tell you.
That sounds like proper Southern hospitality.
Yeah. Oh, it's Southern hospitality all the way around. Once they come to the South, they won't want to go anywhere else. It's great here. We love it here. And just apply for that on the website. Okay. You're going to apply on the website for the Connetics USA. That website I should be posting, but Alex, yeah. And then there's just there's a lot of people who have passed recently, and I'll just throw that in really quick. There's been a lot of people in since spring, so it must have been spring was in the air, but we've had a lot of passers and people who have tried to pass their IELTS on their own, like self-study. We know is not usually a very great idea. So we've got Bert. We always talk about Bert. Bert has taken his IELTS exam. He took that 7 times on his own, doing some self-study, was hoping to achieve the desired goal. And he was unable to until he heard about Connetics USA and Swoosh English. And he entered the classes with Alexander and the other instructors, which was really great. And on the 8th time, it's a big deal, but on the 8th time, after hearing about Connetics and Swoosh English, Bert passed his IELTS exam. So that's a really big deal. And we've got other people that have been in the program, too many to list, and I will next time. I'll get some more written down. So we always use Bert. I think he's the biggest source of reason. He's the biggest person who has had the most, achievements, I guess. I mean, he pushed and he pushed and he pushed and he pushed a little bit more, and he found us and he passed. So
yeah.
That's something, huh?
That's some resilience. And I think also a great example because he was really good at taking on board a lot of the feedback as well. And that's what really helped.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I did notice when we were first doing the classes that we had a lot of views, but there was a lot of, let's say, shyness or reluctance to participate because there was always that fear in terms of what if I make a mistake. But that is the very barrier that stops people from passing before, because you may not want to reveal your mistakes in practice, but those mistakes will be revealed when you get into the exam room. So better for them to be revealed now.
That's a good point, Alex. I like that. That's true. You definitely need the ones to come forward. If you sit on the sidelines and just hope that you're going to achieve that band score when you get in there, it doesn't always work out that way. And Bert is a fine example of it just doesn't work out that way.
Exactly.
So, but sometimes people get lucky and they won't practice, as much, and they'll go in there and maybe they'll pass the first time, but it's just not very likely without having a great review. And that's what we do here at Swoosh English. I'm not really Swoosh English, but I speak on their behalf because I'm the one who I'm on the other side of it. So you guys are great on your side and we're great on this side, and we work good together as a team to get everyone to pass, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's the long-term goal here is you passing your IELTS, and we shoot for you to pass your IELTS exam the first time. So, and I'm just here plugging along with you, and any questions that you have, after you get enrolled, we just do that and we move forward and we get you to pass. Is that right, Alex?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And you will get there. It's a question of when, not if. It's just, as you said, with Bert and others as well who've been really resilient. You just keep going and you will get the support. You will get the guidance. And if you stick with it, we'll help you over the line.
Yeah, the support is a big thing. The support is
Yeah.
definitely a big thing. You get in that WhatsApp group, and Alex is always there, and I'm always there. People are real tired of me, I'm sure by now, and we've got some other people in there, but I'm the one they hear from all the time. It's Jen again. So, um, but
Keeping
sometimes
everyone
that's
updated.
yeah, sometimes that's what you need though to pass.
Definitely.
Sometimes you need that little voice in your ear telling you to keep going. Don't give up. You're almost there. And you're a nurse. You're already a nurse. So come on. You've got this. It's just a matter of time. So, well, thank you, Alex. I won't take up any more of your time. I could chat with you all day, but everyone is here for you. So, all right. And you have a wonderful class. All right.
Well, thank you very much for joining me, Jennifer. It's been really interesting to hear about what's going on. And yeah, get involved, guys.
Get involved. Yeah. And I'll meet you on the other side. And yeah, I'll see everyone later.
Brilliant. See you next week.
All right. Yeah, see you next week. Thanks, Alex.
Take care, Jennifer. Okay. Well, a very warm welcome to all those who've joined us in the chat. I can see that we've got Rabah, Gayan, Ayan, Fariba, Bert is watching us. Hello to you, Bert. Jayshree, nice to see you. It's been a while. Anna Karenina is here. Lisa's watching us. And we also have Georgina watching from the Philippines. Rupesh, Amelia is here as well. Amelia took her speaking today, IELTS speaking. Tomorrow she's taking the rest of the test and she hopes to pass. We hope you pass as well, Amelia. And Deepa has joined us as well, watching on YouTube. So let's have a look at some tips just before we do, just to follow on from what Jennifer was saying. If you want to get extra support and you want to pass the exam and move forwards in your ambitions in the way that people like Bert and other students have been able to do, then we recommend that you join us at the IELTS Scholarship program. Here with Swoosh and Connetics, we're working towards being able to allow you to pass first time, and we will provide you with that support and guidance necessary in order to do that. So come and join us at the scholarship program. You'll see the link to find out more information about this is on the screen. You could get all of the support potentially for free. So what I want to have a look at in terms of the IELTS focus today is a little bit on fluency. So one of the best ways of demonstrating fluency is by using linking devices effectively. This is because linking our ideas allows us to communicate multiple ideas in a smooth and understandable way. So some of the most common linkers we'll use in speaking are words such as and, so, but. These are common linkers, and using them is absolutely natural and essential. But what are some alternatives that we could use for these words? Let me know if you've got any suggestions. Just whilst you're thinking on that, I can see we've got a full class joining us. Alice has joined us, Jessie has joined us, and Maricel. Hello to all of you. And a big hello as well to Renata, Christelle, Dan, Adrian, and Jess, and Lindley and Mac, who are all currently in the class. I'll be looking to get as many of you involved in speaking as possible very shortly. Okay, so some alternatives then for these linkers. Okay, instead of saying and, we could use on top of that, also, apart or aside from that, as well as, moreover. Those are some alternatives we've got there. For so, depending on the context, we could use expressions or words such as that's why, therefore, for that reason, because of that. And then instead of but, we could use however, nevertheless, despite that, in spite of that. So those are some alternatives that we could use in speaking. Let's have a look at some sentences. So imagine that we're giving these sentences in the IELTS exam. And what is missing from these sentences is that we're not using linkers. So we're going to have a look at some linkers in terms of how we can make these sentences a little bit more fluent. So any suggestions here in terms of how we could make these linkers more fluent? Let's see. Okay, so we've got some suggestions here. Some suggestions for linkers. We've got in the chat, such as in addition. Yeah, in addition is more common in writing, but it's possible to use it in speaking as well. Rosemary's got some suggestions. Hello to you, Rosemary. However, hence. Okay, so let's have a look at these sentences then as an example. So here we are. So the first one, my favorite trip abroad was to Cuba. We could use a linker because, in this case, because the weather was beautiful. On top of that, the beaches were fantastic. So rather than having 3 sentences, as we had before, if we go back, we can see we had 3 sentences. We can link all these ideas together. For number 2, I was able to relax and listen to salsa throughout the afternoon. That's why I had such a good time. Okay, so we could use that expression to link those ideas. For number 3, the public transport was not very good. Despite that, we were still able to visit a lot of places. Okay, so different ways in which we can use linkers, and we can express the relationships between the ideas that we are talking about. So let's have a look. Here are some sentences. We've got 5 of them using linkers. The problem is that sometimes people use linkers incorrectly. So which of the following sentences has used linkers incorrectly? What do you think? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which of these sentences is not appropriate or correct in terms of use of linkers? Okay, so just have a look, see who has joined us. Ganesh has joined us. Elena has joined us. Lisa has joined us as well. Lalaine, Marie, and Ginny. Hello to all of you. What do you think, guys? Which of these sentences is not correct? Renata doesn't like number 3. Number 3 doesn't look good to Renata. Any other comments on this? Mac doesn't like number 3. Dan doesn't like number 3 either. Is it just number 3 that's incorrect, or are any of the other sentences incorrect? Adrian says number 3. Okay, so we don't like number 3. And yes, number 3 is not correct. It doesn't make sense, does it? I enjoy traveling with family. However, we have a good time. There is no contrast there, so we shouldn't use however. Maritz doesn't like number 1. Interesting. What's wrong with number 1, I wonder? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what the answers are. And we've got one more comment here. Yeah, so Dan says both are a positive statement. So yeah, there's no contrast. We shouldn't be using a contraster if both statements are positive. Quite correct, Dan. So let's have a look at the answers. So here we are. Number 1 is incorrect. So well done for noticing that. So I love the sun. It shouldn't be despite it makes. It should be despite it making. So after despite, we could use the subject it, but we have to use the gerund form of the verb. So it should be making in this case. So be careful with that. Despite or in spite of, we have to use the gerund unless we use it with that. But in that case, if we use that, we're referring to something previously mentioned. So just be careful with the grammar with despite and in spite of. Number 2 is correct. Number 3 was not correct. So that was well observed. We should use because instead, because it's providing a reason. It's not providing a contrast. 4 is correct, but number 5 is not correct. Grammatically, it doesn't work. We can't say the best holidays are the ones to the seaside where you can do water sports. Aside from that, chill out. We could use as well as chill out. If we want to use aside from that, we need more information. So we could say where you can do water sports. Aside from that, you can also chill out. So if we use aside from that, we have to use a full clause afterwards. Whereas with a as well as, we can just add an extra activity. We can use a noun phrase, or we can use a reduced clause, as we have done. So this is the key. When we're using these expressions, these linkers, we need to make sure we're using them correctly. So we're going to move on to do some speaking practice now. What I would like you to do if you're watching the class on Facebook or YouTube is to note down examples of linkers that you hear in today's class. And I want you to observe, how do they improve the speaker's fluency? So I'll be doing this as well, obviously, whilst listening to the speaking by our students in today's class. But also let me know in the chat if you notice anything particularly skillful about the way in which our speakers are able to link their ideas together. So we're going to start with speaking part 2. And speaking part 2 is the talk, the long turn. And the speaker should speak between 1 to 2 minutes, but they'll have a minute beforehand to prepare their ideas. So let me bring our first speaking student into today's class. I'm going to bring someone in who I wasn't able to bring in last week. So I'm going to start with Lindley. Let me try and bring you in. Hi there, Lindley.
Thank you.
Hi, you're very welcome. Welcome to the class.
Thank you very much for selecting me. It's fruitful.
Fruitful, yes. We want this to be fruitful, definitely. Where are you at the moment, Lindley?
Currently, I'm in Kuwait. It's exactly 6:20 in the evening here.
Oh, okay. Very similar to the UK then. You're 2 hours ahead of us. So it's a good time to do some speaking
You're in
practice. I'm in England. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we're very close in terms of time, at least. Say that again, Lindley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you ready to do some practice?
I will try.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. So here is the first topic. It's, as you can see, it's on moving. So just take a minute, Linda. You've got a minute to prepare some ideas, and then you should talk on this topic for between 1 to 2 minutes. Okay.
All right.
Okay, brilliant. So you've got a minute to prepare.
Okay, I'm ready to start.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So please describe a time when you moved to a new home or school.
Oh, school. Yeah, okay. Okay. I can remember the last time that we moved to a new home. I think that was before the pandemic. And then I told my wife that if we are moving to this new home, then we have to decide whether we will like it or not. The location and whether it will be near to a market or church or a hospital, or it will be exactly the convenience of whether we are staying in our home so that everybody will be happy. So that time when we moved to our new home, we are actually renting this house. And then the moment that we accepted the contract, my wife told me that this is a perfect home for us. And then we moved to this home, and then we shifted all of our equipments, our washing machines, and everything. So it went smoothly. And then I felt that the place was so convenient for all of us. And then all of a sudden, it went smoothly that we were so comfortable. And then the first night that we slept there, my children and I and my wife went uh, as if it's our home.
Okay.
So we
Thank you.
treated it as our home.
Thank you, Lindley. That's great. That's great. You could have kept going there, couldn't you?
That's
You
just
did the
almost 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was 2 minutes. Yeah, you could have gone for longer, couldn't you?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't need much time to prepare, so you only took a few seconds. But obviously, you had a lot of ideas relating to this topic, so you didn't need the 4 minutes.
I thought it was too short.
No. You kept talking. You kept going. That was no problem at all. So the first thing to focus on, Lily, is the way you were linking ideas together. So some expressions you used there were if and whether. In order to, it's conditionals. You're using conditionals to link your ideas, talking about your new home. So those were used effectively. There were certain time phrases you used as well. So the moment when we accepted the contract, the first night, you were using those as well to link your ideas together. And also, when you were describing the situation, you then went on to give a conclusion. You said, so it went smoothly. So there was some nice use of linkers in your speaking. One thing that I would say, though, is that there was pausing throughout your delivery. And it seemed as if maybe you were thinking about ideas as well as maybe thinking about certain phrases. So that's why
I
it's...
admit that.
Yeah, that's why it's useful to take the minute preparation. Then you can just write down some ideas. And if you're ever not sure how you want to progress, you can just kind of look at your notes, and that will reduce the amount that you need to pause. So that would just
I
be one
admit that.
thing that I would...
Really, that
Yeah.
is one of my weakness.
It's just the pausing, right? As in your delivery.
Yeah. Thank you
So
very much for the constructive. Yeah. Thank you very much.
yeah. No, that's it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Lindy. You're generally accurate in your use of language. There weren't many errors, but just note there was just a slip in the past. You talked about the past. You said when we are in the new house, but obviously you wanted to say when we were. Most of the time you were accurate, but it was just that one slip that I noticed. But yeah, generally your accuracy is very strong. But yeah, you want to practice with part 2, reducing the pausing. So do take the minute to prepare, write down some notes, as many notes as you can in that minute, and then use those to try and increase the speed.
Recording myself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you
That definitely
very
helps.
much, Alex.
No worries, Lindley. Thank you for getting us started, and well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the time. It's my
No
first
worries.
and my second time that you chose me.
Well, keep coming. Well, I'll choose you again. Cheers, Lindley.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to a new topic, and we're going to be looking at a trip now. So who would like to discuss this? So I can see there are a few new names in the chat today, including Renata. So let me bring Renata into the class. Hi there, Renata.
Hi, Alex.
Hi. Have you participated in this class before?
No, not really.
I didn't think so. I thought that was a new name.
Yeah.
Where are you based, Renata?
I'm from Brazil, but actually I
Ah.
have been in US since 2018.
Oh, so you're already in the US.
Yeah, I am.
You're already living the American dream.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Good for you, Renata. So can you see the question on your screen?
Yes, I can.
Brilliant. Okay, so you've got a minute to prepare some ideas, and then you should speak about this topic for between 1 to 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so your minute starts now. Okay, Renata, you ready to begin? Oh, is she gone? We lost her. Oh dear, looks like we lost Renata. Okay, hopefully she will come back, but in the meantime, let me bring in another candidate who I believe is also new, Maricel. Hi there, Maricel. Hello. Okay, looks like Maricel is not able to participate. Oh, are you there?
Hi, sir. Yes, sir, but I'm
Hey.
not. I'm not preparing speaking.
Say that again, sorry.
I'm not prepared yet
You're
in
not, oh,
speaking.
you're not ready to participate?
Yes,
Ah, why is that?
I'm still preparing what I'm going to say.
And when will you be ready?
Maybe next time.
Okay, I'll look out for you next time.
Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Okay, who else have we got today who is new? Joan. Hi there, Joan. Hi, Joan, are you there? Okay. Doesn't seem as if Joan is there either. So we've got some, oh, Renata's back. Hi, Renata, are you back?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah, you disappeared.
I don't know. Yeah, I have I think and it never happened before, but I think I had an internet problem that just logged me
Right.
out from the I'm sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am.
Brilliant. Okay. So please describe a trip you would like to go on.
Um, First, I have to say that I'm a person that love to go on a trip with my family. And if I have to decide whether go to a trip by bicycle, motor or car trip, I would prefer go by car. This is because I want to go to San Francisco, and the trip from the city that where I live to San Francisco, I would take the road one. That is one of the most beautiful roads in California. Um, but the inconvenient about that is because my daughter, she has a she throw when she go in the trip by car. But even though I think the trip will work, uh, I would go for this trip with my husband and my daughter, my family, and I know that you will be a wonderful time with them because we will you see many sea sights in the San Francisco that one of the most cities visited by people that go to California. Probably I would go in the springtime because I heard from my friends that it's one of the best time to go to there because of the weather, the flowers, how the city has some kind of music festivals. So I think it would be a good time to go there.
Thank
And
you. Thank you, Renata. That's great.
welcome.
So, all about San Francisco.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So the first thing is, Renata, well done. You kept on talking for the 2 minutes, and you're able to link your ideas clearly to the topic as well. So that was great to hear. Some linking expressions you're using there. So because, in order to explain your ideas, also you were using other linking expressions, such as right at the beginning, you said, I'm a person that loved to go on a trip. So that would be a relative clause, linking your ideas together there. So that was good. And yeah, there was a variety of vocabulary that was used as well in your speaking. Just a few slips in terms of vocabulary, actually, because there were some expressions that I just want to review with you. So you talked about your daughter. You said that your daughter, you said she throw. I think, did you mean she throws up? She's sick? Is that what you meant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, the expression is to throw up or to be sick. She's
Yeah.
sick when she goes on these car trips. And then you said also in San Francisco, you said there are many sea sites, but just many sites,
Okay.
like tourist sites, or you can use the expression sightseeing. So you can say there's lots of opportunities to go sightseeing in San Francisco. That would be
Sightseeing.
another way you could express it.
Okay, thank you.
Sightseeing, yeah. No worries. Aside from that, the vocabulary was used correctly. But there were just a few slips in grammar just to be aware of as well. So you said you would prefer go by car, but if you use prefer, you should use to. So prefer to do something. And also with prepositions, you said I would go for this trip with my husband and with my daughter, but go on. You go on a trip. So just bear in mind, obviously, you can see in the question it says which car trip, or which trip would you like to go on. So sometimes you can use the title card to help you with a little bit of the grammar in this case. And just finally, you said the best time to go to there, but in this case you didn't need to use a preposition. So just the best time to go there. So that's just something to just be aware of, is use of prepositions. That will come up when it comes to your grammar score. But your ideas are generally clearly expressed. So it's just about looking at some of the accuracy.
Okay, thank you, Alex, for choosing
Thanks.
me and for the corrections.
No, you're very welcome, Renata. Thanks for getting involved. And yeah, very interesting story as well about San Francisco. You're making me want to visit myself. Okay, thanks, Renata. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so we're going to do some more practice coming up. Just before we do, I can see that we do have some requests in terms of wanting to take part in the speaking. If you do want to take part in the speaking, then this is the link to follow. Let me just bring this up now. So if you would like to get extra support in terms of moving towards achieving your goal of living and working as a nurse in the United States, then join us at the IELTS Scholarship program, where we will provide you with the support and the guidance necessary in order to achieve that ambition. You could potentially get all of the support as well for free. So just click on the link, which you can see scrolling across the bottom of the screen at the moment. You'll see the link is there. I'll also share the link in the chat box so that you can find out more information. All you need to do is just to click on that link, and you'll get more information about how you can join classes such as these in order to get more support in your IELTS preparation. Just click on the option Staff Nurse, and it will give you that information. So let's move on to a final part 3 topic. Sorry, I've got a slight cold today. Let me just address that. And this time the topic is art. So who's going to talk about art with us? I'm looking to bring in a student who was not with us last week. Let me see. I'm going to bring Mac. I think Mac, we were going to practice last week, but didn't have time. Are you there, Mac? Hello? No, it doesn't look like Mac is available. In that case...
Hi there.
Oh, hi. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. Are you ready to do some part 2 speaking practice with us, Mac?
I'll do my best.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so can you see the topic on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got a minute then to prepare some ideas. You may make notes if you wish, and then you should talk about the topic for between 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so your minute starts now. Okay, Mac, are you ready?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so please describe an art or craft activity that you did at school.
I would say it was when I was in my elementary days. It was a lantern. It was a Christmas lantern we made from a colorful paper. Uh, it has a bamboo stick that was shaped from a star. The edge was tied, and so it would be sturdy. And we put some paste and to the edges of the bamboo stick, so we could put the colorful paper that we would use to decorate the lantern. And as a child that time, accomplishing such art, it felt like I was very happy, and I was satisfied with my work, though I was not good at it. I felt my teacher commended me for that and given me a great score.
Okay, thank you very much there, Mac. So was that a true story?
Not really, but
No.
I did. But we are in my class. We really made the lantern, but I didn't make it. Really.
Okay, okay.
Me,
Well,
I
it
didn't.
sounded.
I didn't made it personally.
Okay, someone else in the class made it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it sounded convincing, Mac. But yeah, so we almost got to the 2 minutes. We faltered just a little bit at the end. You're speaking for about 1 minute 45, so we got close. You were some good points in there, some nice use of vocabulary. So obviously you're talking about your lantern. You gave the specific materials you used, a bamboo stick, and then you described the process as to how you did that. Some linking expressions you used though as a contraster. You said, though I was not good at it, but you said you were commended, your teacher commended you, which is a nice verb to use there. And also accomplishing was a nice verb to use as well. So there was some nice use of vocabulary. Just be careful with tense. Generally speaking, you were very accurate, but there was just one slip. You said it has a bamboo stick, but obviously you're talking about an object that you made in the past. So unless you still have it, you'd want to use the past tense in that case. But yeah, I think the main thing is just as similarly to what I was saying with Lindley, it's the pace. The pace is a little bit slow So you'd want to try to increase your pace just slightly in order to be able to demonstrate higher fluency. So again, reducing the number of pauses, reducing the number of fillers, just so that you are linking your ideas together with a little bit more fluency. That would be the thing that I would focus on.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you're the sort of person naturally who tends to speak a bit more slowly. Is that true? Possibly.
I'm sorry, I had a technical problem.
No, that's fine. I was just saying that you might be the person who naturally speaks a little bit more slowly. You know, we all have our own natural pace, but within the context of obviously the IELTS exam, the time is limited. So if you do speak slowly, then it means you're able to demonstrate less in terms of your language variety, and especially if you don't quite speak for the 2 minutes as well. So that would be the thing that I would focus on there, Mac, is just picking up the pace a little bit
Okay.
in your practice going forward. Okay.
Yeah, I had to
But
do
yeah.
more practice.
Yeah, but with the accuracy and the variety of vocabulary, those are the positive
Thank you, sir.
points. No worries, no worries. Thank you, Mac. Okay, so we're going to move on to part 3 for the final part of the class, and I'm going to bring Adrian in because it's a name that looks fairly new. Hi there, Adrian. Are you there?
Sorry. Hi, hello.
Hi. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Adrian, have you participated in this class previously?
This is my first time.
I thought that was a new name. So
No,
a
it's
very
not.
warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And where are you based, Adrian?
I'm currently working here in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah.
Okay, in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so Adrian, we're going to look at speaking part 3 together.
Yeah.
And this is a question and answer format, so different to what we've been doing so far with part 2. But the questions will be linked to the topics that we've been discussing thus far in the class. So
Okay.
let's see how we do.
I will try my best
Brilliant, brilliant. That's
to
what I like
answer
to
all
hear.
your questions.
So we're looking at the topic of moving. So my
Okay.
question to you to start with, Adrian, is why is it that people choose to move to a new home?
In my perception, I think they are trying to move to other place or to another home because they really want to have a new start. For some people, like us, us nurses, we want to have a new life in a new place, or we want to do something in another place that we can find ourselves more productive, just like that.
And what problems do people sometimes face after moving to a new place?
Maybe in the start, they will feel that they need to think how they will go around the place because they are not familiar around the place. Most especially, they don't know also the neighbor that they have, what kind of community that they have in that place. So I think that's the for the start. That's the problem that they may encounter during that time.
And how can they solve these problems?
Maybe involving to a community, involving themselves into a community works, or trying to reach out to their neighbors, trying to get along with their neighbors also, so they can have a good relationship with other people around that place.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of living in the same place for a long time?
Uh, in my opinion, I think the advantages of living in the same place is that you are already familiar with that place, with the people around you, with the how is the weather there, like that. And the disadvantages is that uh, in my in my experience, I think you are not you cannot give room, and you cannot give for yourself a room for improvement, most especially because you need to you need to, I'm sorry. Just
Don't worry.
I'm lost.
Okay,
Okay.
you're not sure how you were going to finish that idea.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think I know where you were going. Like you were saying that maybe you're constricted, so you don't give yourself space to,
Constructed. Yeah.
yeah, space to grow,
Yeah.
space to
To
develop.
grow. Yeah. The
Yeah,
place to grow and to develop yourself. And then
yeah,
you need to move to somewhere that that you can, what do you call that? Improve yourself and to develop yourself. Just like that.
absolutely, absolutely. Good stuff there, Adrian. Oh, well done. I know it's the first time. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking,
Thank you so much.
but you did well. You did well.
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
You gave some good responses to the questions. Your ideas made sense. They were logical. You developed them. You were doing some nice things in terms of paraphrasing. That was one thing I was impressed with. So
Really?
I asked,
I
yeah. So
didn't
I asked,
notice that one.
well,
I'm
yeah,
practicing so much time for my speaking, but I really noticed that I'm using
yeah,
paraphrasing some words like that. Even collocation. I don't know if I'm using collocation or other linking words like that. I don't
yeah.
notice that one in my speaking.
You just do it. You just do it, right?
Thank you so much.
But you were. I mean, so just to give some examples, the question I asked was, what problems do
Hmm.
people sometimes face? And you paraphrase that by talking about problems they encounter. So using encounter as a synonym for face
Uh-huh.
was well used. You also used in my opinion. You used that a couple of times, but then you were trying to paraphrase yourself a bit more. So you were saying in my experience. So
Hmm.
similar idea, but you're trying to avoid using the same expression. So I could just see that you were, whether it be subconscious or conscious, you were trying to avoid repetition, which is good. Um, Talking about using collocations, well, there was a good example of you using a phrasal verb quite nicely. You talked about reaching out to the neighbors, so that was a
Hmm.
nice expression to use. So yeah, there was definitely some good examples of language in there. There was some hesitation, but I think that was partly because of nerves. So
Yeah,
you were thinking of
nerve-wracking
some ideas.
questions.
Exactly. So I could sense that a little bit. At one
Hmm.
point, you said in order to solve the problems, they could. You said that people could involving themselves in communities. Get involved might be a slightly more natural expression. So they can get involved
Okay.
in sort
You
of
can
neighborhood
get involved.
communities. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, aside from that, I thought you did well. Just a slight slip. You said that they don't know the neighbor, but it would be plural, wouldn't it? Because there's more than one, so they don't know their neighbors. We could use the
Then.
possessive there. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, as I said, there weren't many slips, weren't many errors. I think the more you do it, the more confident you'll be, and there were definitely some
Yeah.
positive elements there as well. So well
Hey,
done.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for the things that you said about my speaking skills.
You're very welcome, Adrian.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Take care. Best of luck going forwards.
Thank you.
Cheers. Okay, so we will move forward. I'm going to bring another speaker into the class. I'm going to try and bring in someone who didn't get to practice last week. I think Jesse, if I remember correctly, you were not able to practice last week, so I'm going to bring you in now. Hi there,
Hi, Alex.
Jesse.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, you thank God you remembered that I did not practice last week.
I do try, Jesse. I do try. So, how have you been this week?
Yeah, better. I'm better now. No fever, nothing. But yeah, I'm good.
Good, good. You had you had the virus,
Yes, I had the virus. I had to take
but you
rest. But now I have
yeah,
improved a lot. Now I'm much better. Yeah.
good. Brilliant, brilliant. So glad to hear that, Jesse. So glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Keep looking after yourself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um, okay, so we're going to move on to transport. So earlier in the class, we were talking about trips. So part 3, we're going to focus on transport. So some questions, Jessie, on transport. First of all,
Yes.
in your opinion, what are the advantages of traveling using public transport?
Yeah. So some of the advantages that I know is when we travel on public transport, we can save fuel, the money for fuel. I mean to say that when we take our private car, definitely it is going to cost us the petrol charges and everything, and also we can save the environment by there is less fossil fuel. Burning of less fossil fuel, so that way we can reduce the uh, this air pollution.
So why do you think many people prefer private transport as opposed to taking public transport?
That is because of convenience. The more if they want to travel from one place to another, uh, you know uh, it is very difficult if you have to travel by public transport. uh, I mean, you have to stand in line, or public transport, it is not so easy. It is always crowded, and it becomes a big problem. So if a person wants to reach a particular destination as soon as possible, they will definitely use their private car.
Do you think that people need to change the way they use transport in order to protect the environment?
Definitely. Today, what we see, the global climate change, what is happening in the world, it is all because people are using the number of cars on the roads. So people should change their attitude towards it, and choose more of public transport, so that we can reduce the number of cars, and uh, indirectly it can we can have a clean environment and we can breathe easily. Yeah.
In your opinion, which forms of transport are most useful in a big city?
Which form of transport are most useful? I think in big cities, metro trains, then public transport like double decker bus, these are the transport, and the trams, these are the transport is which is more useful, because large number of people can get accommodated in one go, and also it is cheaper.
And what is the best way to reduce traffic in urban areas?
Oh, that's a very good question, because there are various ways, but one of the ways which I know is uh, there should be more use of public transport, and the infrastructure should be good. Like there should be good widening of the road, and traffic. Yeah, that is what I think. Yeah, we should use more public transport, because the more public transport you use, it is better for the. Why I'm getting confused today, Alex? I don't know. I'm stuck today. I don't know what
You're
happened to
doing
me.
well.
I don't know what happened to me.
You're doing well. Why did you stop? You're doing well. You answered the question. You answered the question. Although there was just one thing. You said good. Was it? What did you say? Good something on the road. Good vibing.
Which one, Alex?
In the final question, you said one way to reduce traffic. You said something like good vibing of the road.
Widening.
Oh, widening.
Widening. Yeah, there should be more widening of the, because
Uh,
what we have in India, that is, the roads are so congested, and
okay.
because of that, we have this bumper to bumper traffic, and
Right.
yeah, so there should be widening of the road, and people should prefer. I mean to say, opt to use more public transport.
Okay. Dan got it. Yeah. Widening. Yeah.
Widening. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Good.
what's happening to me. I don't know. I'm so sorry about it.
No,
Today,
no, you did well. You did well. You did well. Because one of the focuses today at the beginning of the class was on linking. And you gave some really, really nice examples of linking your ideas together. So right from the beginning, you used when. When we take public transport, we can. So linking together there, and also was a way that you linked. You used that a couple of times. So you used it to add extra information. I think we're talking about public transport. You said, and also it's cheaper. When I asked the question, why do people not like taking public transport? You said that's because. So straight away, sort of linking your response to the question. So yeah, there was some really nice usage of linking in your responses to show fluency. I think there's some nice vocabulary as well. So double-decker bus, that was a nice phrase that you used there. And then just at the end, you talked about bumper-to-bumper traffic. So that's a nice idiomatic expression you were using, which is very common and very appropriate as well within the context of what you were talking about. So yeah, there was lots of really good aspects to the speaking, Jesse. I don't know. Don't be negative. It's there's no need to be negative.
I thought the last, which I could not answer well, I said, now you're going to really take a case of mine.
Yeah, I think sometimes you'll have a question and maybe you don't think you have like an amazing idea, but it doesn't matter as long as your ideas are clear, and that's the main thing. And even if there's one question you're not quite sure on, that's why you have many questions in part 3.
Yes.
Obviously, not everything depends on one question. So yeah, don't worry too much about that, Jesse. Just a couple of things, just in terms of plural form, just be aware. So transport is uncountable. So you said there are the transports, or so it would be just is, you would use, I think you said these, sorry, I wrote that down. These are the transport. So this is the transport that is, yeah, most useful. Yeah, because it's uncountable, we would use singular verbs with transport. And just a slight slip on the plural form, you said there are various way, but with various, you're referring to more than one. Exactly. So various ways. So just that was all I noticed really in just a couple of slips with grammar. I didn't quite pick up on widening. That might have been me though, because Dan was able to pick up on it. So, but apart from that, pronunciation was very clear, and you expressed yourself very effectively. So let's see. Jess has pointed out here, double-decker bus. Yep, that is correct, Jess. That's how you spell it. That was a nice one. Infrastructure. There's another nice word. Dan picked up on that one. And metro. So metro, when you were talking about the metro, you were talking about the form of transport, weren't you? Like underground subway. Is that correct?
Yes, metro trains.
The metro, yeah. So underground trains, right?
Underground trains. We call it metro trains. We don't call it underground trains, but we don't have any underground trains in India. It's all
oh, so the metro goes overground.
over there.
Ah, so yeah. So another word for that we use in the UK is like a tram. We call that a tram.
Tram. Yeah.
So,
I mentioned the tram also.
Yes. So that's the same as a metro and a tram, right?
No, tram is totally different, and metro train is different.
So what is a metro train?
It's the same thing, but it does not go underground. It goes.
No, but the tram doesn't go underground. The tram goes overground.
Not the tram, the metro train.
That's what I'm saying. So a metro train is a tram. Is that correct?
I'll Google it and tell you next time.
I think it is. When I was in Ecuador, we had the Metrovia, and the Metrovia was the same thing as the tram. But yeah, but both are fine. You can talk about the metro or the tram. Yeah, both would be absolutely fine. But yeah, really, really good stuff there, Jesse. So I look forward to doing more practice in the future weeks.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Every Friday I'll be there. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, take care, Jesse. Until then. Okay, so thank you to all of those who have participated in today's class, and to those who have been watching us on YouTube and Facebook as well. I can see Leanne would love to participate. Well, you can join us, Leanne, if you would like to participate. You can join us by signing up for the IELTS Scholarship program, and this will allow you to get extra support and guidance towards achieving your goals of living and working in the United States as a nurse. You could find out more information by clicking on the link, which you can see at the bottom of the screen. I'll also share that in the chat box. Click on Staff Nurse to find out more information. You could potentially get all of this support for free. And part of the support involves being able to participate in classes like this and do live speaking. So once again, thank you very much to all those who have been watching the class. Until next week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again.